Well, Coach Bouchard, hosting Beverly this year on Thanksgiving, and you guys have had a great season, a very good season, strong season, competitive season, and it looks like it should be a great game this year.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I think our guys are really hungry right now, and especially these last couple weeks in November, we've played some good football. So again, it's all momentum going into Thanksgiving.
I was talking with a few of the players, and I had brought up how close that Lynn English game was with you, and then how they went on to do what English did this year, and the smiles cracked on their faces. So they're aware of that piece, and it was a very good year for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, all I can ask is these guys work hard and they do the things they need to do to be in the game, in that fourth quarter. And I think pretty much all year this year we've been in it fourth. And unfortunately, there's been a couple games where we haven't. But I think one of the things that's defining of this team is that they have the ability to bounce back, right? So the resiliency, because a lot of guys, again, those big games when it doesn't go your way, how's the next week of practice going to look? And I could tell you that these guys, they responded, and I think that helped us a lot in November, and hopefully that carries over into Thanksgiving Day.
And you guys were bouncing back in games themselves in a way too, in other words, you were not, when something went bad, then something else didn't necessarily always go bad again and again and again. You bounced back and turned things around.
Yeah, like I said, I think the defining word would be response for this group. If I had to pick one word, and I think I've talked a lot about it this year, but I think evaluating the whole season, I think that anytime an event or a major thing happened, whether it be in a game, as you said, or if you take a step back and look at it from a holistic perspective and look at it the whole season, they've been able to respond in a number of different kind of situations.
Coach, tell me about your Thanksgiving memories as a player at Salem High.
They were great.
Not all of them, just maybe share one or two.
Of course, yeah. I think one that initially comes to mind, the first one comes to mind, is my junior season. The matchup was to decide who goes to the Super Bowl, and it was an epic battle. There was that season. We had a situation where it was a fourth down. We were on defense. We ended up stopping them, in theory, stopping them, and running back ended up bouncing out of the pile, running for a big touchdown, putting us down with very, very little time on the clock. Our offense came out on the field, put together a very strong drive, scoring within inside of 2 minutes to go in the game to give us the lead, and then we had to go out on defense, and that last series going on defense and just securing that win, was definitely a special moment.
Yeah. Coach, any other thoughts about this year's Salem team or the match? Well, let me ask you about the particular matchup about Beverly High School. They've been up and down this year, but it looks like they're kind of finishing strong here to close out the year.
Question. I think the thing is, anything that's sometimes if people just look at the record, it's very misleading. I think they play a very competitive schedule, right? If you look at some of the teams that we played against, Lynn English, they played very competitive, a 26-20 game, right? They played very competitive against Danvers, and you saw Danvers beat Classical, and so they played some good football this year. Unfortunately, the record doesn't show that. So, without question, they have some talent over there, and I think it's going to be a physical game up front, and whoever controls the line of scrimmage, in my opinion, is probably going to win that football game.